You can't see anything behind me, can you?
No, look good.
Awesome.
All right, we'll get started. We'll start right with questions, and we'll start with Emmett Siegel.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
So then,
So I was wondering if anyone you've seen in this, first couple weeks of spring practice, have you seen anyone at the tight end position outside of Corey, maybe step up into that absence that CJ left in the offseason?
I mean, we've got some young guys that have all had good days, bad days. I've been pleased with the way they're developing. Obviously having the opportunity to get a guy like Rico here early for spring practice has given him an opportunity to kind of acclimate to what we do. Preston Howard continues to improve with each and every rep he gets, and feel really comfortable that, as we get a couple more of these guys in here, that we'll be fine at that position. Obviously, Corey has had a lot of production for us. Got a lot of confidence that Coach Sumlin will continue to do a good job and bring some of these young guys along, which they'll have opportunities.
We'll go to Mike next.
Hey, Coach, in terms of the quarterback position with Taulia Tagovailoa, obviously he's set a ton of records and has had an amazing career at Maryland so far. But as he comes back for another season, what more do you need to see from him? What does he need to do to take his game to yet another level to continue the success that you guys have been able to have the last couple of years?
I just think with every position, we always want to continue to see improvement and getting a little better with each opportunity we get to practice and each opportunity we get to go out and play. And, there's not one particular thing that we need to see from Leah as much as just seeing him continue in his development in terms of playmaking ability. A year ago, if I were to say there was an area that I would like to see him improve upon, is I thought we left a lot of meat on the bone with some of our deep shots where we had guys open and we need to either get the timing down to make the connection. And so, to me, Lee has been one of the better quarterbacks, not just in the Big Ten, but in the country. And again, as in any position, we'd love to see him just continue just his overall development. And the way he works, there's no doubt he will.
We'll go to Chris Heidel. Reminder, if you have a question, to please send me a chat.
Hey, Coach, this is Chris Heidel from Herberton Radio in Baltimore. Welcome. Thanks for joining me today. Piggyback on Mike's question about the starting quarterback. What about the backup quarterbacks? What do you like about the backup quarterbacks so far in spring camp?
Yeah, today was our first opportunity to go out and see these guys play. Obviously they're in non-contact jerseys, so what we've done traditionally in the spring is there'll be a scrimmage or two where we'll make both these guys live as we continue to evaluate. But, a guy like Billy Edwards played a lot of football for us a year ago, some meaningful snaps in some critical times. So what we like to see Billy continue to do is his development in our system and his knowledge within the system and winning in the pocket, which we know he has the skill set to do. With Cam Edge, I've been really pleased with his the way he's been coming along. He's one of those guys that's always working. You look outside after practice, he's on the field late. He gets here early. He's putting in the necessary time to develop. And so, as with all those positions, we like to have healthy competition. And, I like the way Cam is coming along. Obviously, Billy is working to take the next step and continuing to try to put pressure on from a competitive standpoint in the QB room.
Mike, do you have another one?
I do, Coach. Talk to us about the differences between spring practice and summer practice, and are there differences in what you're looking to accomplish between one over the others compared to, for instance, with scheme? You're teaching more scheme or more development of individual positions. What are the differences between the two?
Our practices, the way they're formatted, they're always about development. So whether it's spring or summer, it's the continued development of our roster as a whole, where we try to get as much work as we can, not just with, guys that play, but guys that we're hoping down the line will become players. And the only way they get better is by going out and actually doing the work. You know, the springtime is where we do put a lot more emphasis on the fundamental piece of the game. You see us with longer individual periods, more group and individual work. You know, obviously during summer camp, it's the one time where our players get to do nothing but football 24/7. So there's a huge difference there, because even in spring ball here, we have a day in between practices. They still have classes, a lot of good teaching. And for us, with a lot of new faces, I think if you add it up, we've got over 40 new faces that are going to be part of our team for the first time. So may not be young, but definitely inexperienced in our systems. And so the spring gives us an opportunity to have a dry run of our installs in all three phases of football, so that when we do come back in the summer, we can go and hit on all cylinders pretty quickly.
Mike, you could go again.
Okay. And final question, Coach. What's the biggest transition for coaches that are new to the staff as they transition from one program to the Maryland program this season?
Well, I would say it always starts with just the way we do our business, how we're set up and organized. You know, one of the great things is guys like, you know, Josh Gaddis has been in this system before. He has a great understanding of how we practice. You know, Kevin Sumlin spent the year when he was out of football. He was a guy that came up and spent August training camp a year or two ago with us, and kind of in a consultant role where he just kind of watched. So he was very familiar with what we do. The speed of it, obviously the scheme, when you bring in a guy like Latrell Scott and Zach Spavital, is just mostly adapting to the tempo in which we practice, how we practice, the terminology. And those are the things that, you know, fortunately for us, being able to get through spring, again, for some of the new players, but also the new coaches, is to familiarize themselves with how we do business.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone have anything else? All right. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Have a great weekend, guys.